obviously not the result you wanted. You go up in the 7th minute, I think, and then everything turned. What changed?
Yeah, if I knew, I would have fixed it, or tried to fix it. Yeah, I mean, I thought we started really well. They kind of got a foot in the game. You know, once we scored, they established a little more possession. They started hurting us with the two strikers off the front line, and we had trouble covering some spaces. How do we deal with the 10 and 7 coming in those pockets? So, yeah, I mean, at the end of it, like, we go and give up a goal, right before half to make it 2-1. So we go in, a little deflated. Yeah, it felt, started the second half, we had probably 3 or 4 chances early in the second half that could have leveled it, and then it just got out of hand. So yeah, I'm gutted for the team, embarrassed. I'll stand here and sit in front of everybody, and I'll hold my hand up. I'll take the bullets for sure. It's my responsibility. So yeah, there were things we didn't get right tonight. But yeah, it's a disappointing way to end. So yeah, to all people who supported us and everybody else out there, like, I'll hold my hand up for sure. We got to do better, and it starts with me.
Talked about it a little bit before the game, how, even for you guys, you had a look at Denver already this season, and I mean, they punched you in the mouth, but you guys were able to fight back. But in this situation, it's a one-off. Do you think you guys at all were shocked by anything that Oregon State did, just because you're so unfamiliar?
No, I mean, look, they played very well. It's a good team. So yeah, we studied them. The scouting report, the associate head coach and the assistant coach worked together and prepare a lot of the scouting report. It was right. That was not the issue. Yeah, it was. There were some moments, and then yeah, we hadn't really faced major adversity this year. And it punched us right in the mouth tonight. So yeah, I mean that. Yeah, we knew who they were. We knew how they wanted to play. There was nothing that, like, oh man, really surprised us. They executed very well, and I thought the 10, little number 10 was really bright. The 7's massive. He's a handful. The 11 and the 3 on the width were very good. So the 8 in the middle is a fantastic player. So yeah, it's a good team. So yeah, I'll be cheering for them at this point because they rightfully won.
Do you get the feeling that it could have been a different game had, like, Kieran's free kick, gone in or something like that? Just
yeah, I mean that's the game sometimes, and like we were here a week ago or less than a week ago with Denver, and they hit the post twice in the last 5 minutes, and we walk away victorious and moving on to the Sweet 16. Tonight, there's some really good chances in the game, and we were dangerous going forward in the first half, and then Kieran's free kick. There were a couple others early in the second half. And once it went 3-1, 4-1, it was like, trouble. How do we bounce back? And then, look, I made the decision to be really aggressive and try to get a goal back. And at 4-1, and look, we changed shape. We had 4 guys high on the front line. We had 2 attacking midfielders. We didn't rotate and shift well enough when we went to 3. It was almost like 2 in the back. Look, it's the end of the year. I wish the scoreline wouldn't have been what it was, but at the end of the day, it's a loss, and we're gonna try to get a goal back. So, yeah, it could have been different, right? But that's football, right? So, yeah, there were some moments that, like, if we got it, I think the game changes, but. Yeah, we got some of those this year, and tonight we didn't get any of them.
Losing the final game of the year is always disappointing, but when it's an outcome like this, what do you say to your team at the end? What was the message like?
No, I mean, I told them, look, they're gutted. Been the head coach here for 9 seasons. I've been on the staff for 17. Like, was part of 4 of them as a player. That talk never gets easier. But also in that moment, the talk is like, the message is probably secondary from a soccer message. I never remember. I have no idea what was ever said in those moments. Like, as I can't think back to like, oh, in 2016 I said this. Like, I have no idea. All you can tell them is like, look, they're 14-3-2. They won the league outright. Some wonderful players, all fantastic people. All I said is like, I am unbelievably proud of what you've done this year. One moment doesn't define you as a team or a person. And I love you guys, right? Like, I love this team. I love what they represented. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the great things about college athletics is like those relationships and the people you truly care about. This was, and I said to the guys, and I really believe it, and like, I have a wonderful staff. Like, these guys made it so easy on me this year. Yeah, they just, in the team, it was one of the most, if not the most enjoyable seasons I've had, because they got a lot of momentum, and they were, the majority of the time they're, fun to train and like, and to be around and like, and all those things. So yeah, I just told them thanks. This is a terrible way to end. I wish it was, I don't know if it's any easier if it's like 3-2 in overtime or it's what the scoreline was tonight. I don't know if it's any different. Like, it still stings. You just had, 25 minutes to prepare, So, yeah, I'm really proud of who they are. I'm gutted for all of us for the way it ended tonight. Yeah, and it's, look, as I said when I started, like, I'll take the responsibility. Like, we need to do better, and I'll always be the first one to stand up in front, and sometimes I get accolades and sometimes I get blamed, but I'll take every bit of the blame tonight.